I will explain the tourist attractions and why you should visit them. You will also find best tourist attractions. Before anything else, let me quickly introduce Bolzano to you. What and where exactly is Bolzano? Bolzano is the capital of the province of South Tyrol in northern Italy. It is the Italian Alps urban center, and because it's the city closest to the iconic peaks in the Dolomites, people call Bolzano the Gateway to the Dolomites. How to get to Bolzano? Bolzano is accessible, and it's simple to reach whether you're coming from Austria or Italy. Bolzano is in between these two cities. It would take only about 2 hours to reach Bolzano from Verona or Innsbruck. Bolzano has a small airport, however. It's connected to other European cities with a few flight connections. 8 reasons to visit Bolzano.
The fact that Bolzano is located within the Alps is enough already to consider it an unmissable place to see. When you visit it with an insightful mind and heart, mountains shall change you to become a better version of yourself. I have even experienced healing by climbing mountains. Reason number 1, Bolzano is the gateway to the Dolomites. The first reason to visit Bolzano is conclusively the Dolomites. It is clean, safe, and perfect for everyone, even if you travel solo, as a couple, or with your family. Being in the heart of this beautiful region, Bolzano offers so many fun activities to do regardless of the season. Of course, hiking, mountain biking, etc. are the most common activities in the Dolomites, but you'll be surprised because there's a lot more. Just from Bolzano alone, you can visit the castles, explore the valley, chase waterfalls, discover new things in museums, or wander around to travel back in time. Actually, you can move up to the 2 viewpoints close to Bolzano straight from the city center, and see a better view of the panorama I'm telling. One of them is called Renan, and another is called. The way to these places is a stunning activity already, as you'll be riding a cable car overlooking the city and the valleys. We'll talk about Renan and Call later, but for now, do you know what else you'll see as the cable car goes up aside from the city and the surrounding peaks? The vast vineyards. These expansive vineyards mean one thing: good tasting wines await you in Bolzano. I can continue describing Bolzano on and on, but all I'm pointing out is that you won't get bored in Bolzano when you visit. There's just a lot to do, so it is worth going to Bolzano. Stay in this post and continue reading, and you'll learn more fascinating things about visiting Bolzano. Reason number 2, Bolzano's Christmas market. Indeed, there is a lot to do in Bolzano and the Dolomites all year round. Even in winter, though outdoor activities and adventures will be limited to playing in the snow, cultural events and stunning attractions occur, and they are your fun and magical substitutes. In the winter season in Bolzano, Dolomites, or in South Tyrol, you'll see most clearly the influence of German and Austrian culture in the region. Guess what it is? Christmas markets. You'll love the glittering lights and the plethora of glamorous locally made products. Actually, Bolzano's Christmas market is special, and it is a beautiful reason to visit Bolzano. It is the largest and oldest Christmas market in Italy, jam-packed with lovely food and goods mixed with German, Austrian, and Italian cultures. Some performers in Bolzano Christmas market play Christmas carols in a very European way. If you travel to Italy during the Christmas season and are from a different part of the world, don't miss this Christmas market. With enthusiasm, it will surely be a beautiful experience. Reason number 3, historic city center of Bolzano. Whether it's the city center or the outskirts, Bolzano shall feed your wanderlust, that's for sure. However, the people who love the great outdoors like me would be enticed to go out of town, see the Dolomite Mountains up close immediately, and stay there forever. That sweet moment at the top, where you can see almost everything so far beyond, is just an indescribable feeling. The top of the world feeling like you own everything you see feels exhilarating yet humbling. There you'll realize how small you are compared to the world. Even though visiting the mountains can give you this ecstatic feeling, it does not mean that you can already skip the city center. Well, of course, you can. But the attractions in the city can be worthwhile too, and they are a reason to visit Bolzano, in my opinion. There are nostalgic castles and thought-feeding museums in Bolzano, which I think you'll love to see. We will discuss them later. Nevertheless, the fun in the city center of Bolzano starts in its streets. Discover the city architecture, find picturesque cobblestone lanes, and see how different cultures interweave. Reason number 4, Bolzano Cathedral. Duomo di Bolzano adds to the worthiness of a visit to Bolzano. You'll like to see it, particularly if you're buffed in discovering unusual architecture. Its unique ornate roof and elaborated steeple are absolutely eye magnets. The history of this church dates back almost 850 years ago when it was consecrated in the year 1180. It was built on Romanesque architecture until the 14th century when the church was reconstructed in Gothic style. Assumption of Our Lady Cathedral is the other name of Bolzano Cathedral. And according to my sources, this cathedral is the first Gothic church with a long central nave and two side naves built in the form of a cross in history of architecture. Of course, the churches in primary Italian cities look better than Bolzano Cathedral, but it does not mean that the cathedral can't be a reason to visit Bolzano. Come inside Bolzano Cathedral to see more impressive things other than its exteriors. You shall first notice its expansive and picturesque vaulted three-nave interior. The benches, columns, and ceiling form beautiful proportions and leading lines. They are photography elements that undoubtedly please the spectator's eyes. Actually, things shall interest you even before you enter the cathedral from the side of Piazza Walther. The entrance or portal called Ladischer Tor is known as one of the finest high Gothic portals in Tyrol. But before you enter, look up, and you'll see the gargoyles similar to Notre Dame in Paris. So, planning to visit, Bolzano Cathedral's opening hours are from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m., with a 2-hour break starting from 12 noon. However, the cathedral treasury is only open from 10 a.m. until 12 noon. Both are open for visitors Monday to Saturday. Reason number 5, Museo de Archaeologia del Tyrol del Sur in Bolzano. Time traveling may still be fiction today, but our imagination can bring us to the past with preserved centuries-old buildings and objects we discover in traveling. In Bolzano, you will not only be transported back to medieval times. With the help of Otzi, the Iceman, you can reach as far as the Copper Age. So who is Otzi? He is Europe's oldest known natural human mummy found in the Alps, along the borders of Italy and Austria. From the studies conducted in Innsbruck, it was estimated that he lived sometime between 3350 and 3105 BC. That's unbelievably 5,000 years ago. Today, he and his belongings are kept on the 3rd floor of the South Tyrol Museum of Archaeology, making the museum and Bolzano known to people everywhere. Well, that's not true for every one of us, of course, but to the scientists and enthusiasts, it's most likely. Whether you are interested or not, we can consider the South Tyrol Museum of Archaeology as a reason to visit Bolzano for the unique discovery awaiting the visitors inside. I think it's best to see if you have your kids with you when you go to Italy. The museum is well organized, and it has a mobile app audio guide for easy understanding of the museum's contents. You can see the opening hours, admission, and requirements on the Iceman's website. Reason number 6, Castel Roncolo in Bolzano. Northern Italy has castles dotted its territory if you look at the map. Some sit beside a lake, and some are perched on top of the hill. Either way, they are truly magical and fairytale-ish. Because of them, visiting the region appears more worth doing. Actually, you can already find more than 10 castles just around the city of Bolzano. Few are already in ruins, but most of them are still intact. In fact, some of the castles that are still standing are now being used as event venues. But, among the castles in and around Bolzano, what do I think is worth a visit? It's Castel Roncolo, a picturesque medieval castle from the 13th century perched on a hill. Other people call it by its German name, Runkelstein Castle. Don't get confused. You can find Castel Roncolo north of the city of Bolzano at the entrance of Sarentino Valley. It's a 30-minute walk from Bolzano city center, but you can conveniently ride a shuttle bus from Piazza Walther. We can consider Castel Roncolo a reason to visit Bolzano for 3 things. First, for its breathtaking location. Second, it's a lovely place to photograph and just wander around. And lastly, for its famous storytelling medieval frescoes. Of the 3, it's wandering around and getting the feeling that I'm in an actual castle is the experience I want. I've watched movies set in medieval times, and I always wonder what it feels like to be in their story. Anyhow, it's seeing the frescoes in Roncolo Castle that will be the highlight of a visit to the castle. The frescoes in Roncolo Castle are one of South Tyrol's primary attractions. They are known to be one of the most comprehensive fresco cycles of the Middle Ages. Stories of noblemen, court ladies, and hunting scenes are well depicted in these frescoes. Admission fee, €8 for adults, €16 for families, and €5.50 for students and senior citizens. Summer opening hours, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Tuesday to Sunday. Winter opening hours, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., Tuesday to Sunday. Closed on December 24th, 25, 31, and January 1st. Roncolo Castle is just one of the scenic places you can easily visit from the city center. Renan and Call are another two that are breathtaking, too. You can get to them even without a car. Reason number 7, Earth Pyramids Renan. One of the most visited breathtaking places in Bolzano is called Renan. It is a high plateau of 1,000 to 13,000 meters in elevation, situated northeast and overlooking the city. People usually come here to get some peace and have wholesome nature walks. Renan looks very idyllic. You shall see beautiful verdant vistas with stunning blue mountains in the background during spring or summer. It's no wonder why people love going to Renan. The view in Renan is enough to be considered a reason to get to Bolzano and visit this. Several villages are in Renan, each connected with scenic hiking paths. These trails are well marked, passing woods, alpine pastures, and little lakes. In some parts, like Trail B or the Panoramic Trail, a jaw-dropping 360 degrees view of the Dolomite Alps awaits. Aside from the eye-pleasing views of the idyllic Renan, another reason why people come to this place, the Earth Pyramids. They are mysterious-looking cone-shaped pillars of clay. Some have boulders on top. The Earth Pyramids in Renan are Europe's tallest. Studies say it took Mother Nature 25,000 years to create these Earth Pyramids. They are located in different parts of Renan, in the Katzenbach Creek Gorge below Sopra Bolzano, in the Gasters Gorge in Ana di Sado, and in the Finsterbach Creek between Longamoso and Monte di Mezzo. One of the Earth Pyramids in Renan is a 40-minute hike from the village of Calalbo. The vantage point from Calalbo includes a view of the Earth Pyramids, and Audal and Sillier Dolomites in the background. The lovely houses and church in the middle of a picturesque meadowy hill are also in the scene. Getting to Renan is easy and quick, 12 minutes from the city center by cable car. Here is the Google Map location link of the cable car station heading to Renan. It is just 5 to 10 minutes from the city's main terminal on foot. Reason number 8, Serenity in Santa Magdalena near Bolzano. Being the gateway of the Dolomites, Bolzano is already close to the most picturesque and stunning locations in the Italian Alps. One of these places is called Santa Magdalena. It's a place you thought heaven because of its indescribable beauty. Santa Magdalena can be reached by public transport and private car from Bolzano. By driving, it can easily be reached within 40 minutes. Using public transportation, you can follow this route. 1. From Bolzano train station, ride a regional train heading to Bressan-on-Brixen. The trip lasts 30 minutes, and the trains depart hourly. 2. When you reach Bressan-on-Brixen, transfer to bus number 330, which services the village of Santa Magdalena. The bus ride lasts 30 minutes, and buses depart every hour.